What's up, y'all? Peace and many blessings. Welcome to our full moon in Aquarius reading in Leo season. And that full moon in Aquarius aligned with Leo season has me feeling very much like I do not care if it's not about me, or my improvement, my knowledge, my growth, my wisdom. You see what I'm saying? It's just it's a little bit harder for me to care about things outside of myself in this moment. And that may seem selfish, but what is selfish, really? My friend Jasiri gave me a beautiful, prophetic almost, type of knowledge about how everybody is selfish, right? So the example was, if somebody is praying for world peace, why are they praying for world peace? 9 times out of 10, they got a child and they want their child to be safe in the world. And even if it's not for their child to be safe in the world, their family, themselves to be safe in the world. That's a selfish thing. Does everyone else benefit from that? Yes, but the initial thought is behind self. So it's all selfish, for real. So how have y'all been feeling? Have you been the one to challenge anyone's thoughts, any systems, anything like that? I feel like Aquarius is that energy of like, if anybody's going to challenge a thought, it's going to be them. And it doesn't have to be on some, oh, well, I'm going to challenge this. Like, that's not the energy behind it. The energy behind it is just them existing. But the experience that you have within Aquarius will likely have you not second guessing, but opening your mind up to different possibilities, to different areas, to different perspectives. So I saw someone earlier, I don't remember if it was Bossy Bruja or just someone else that I follow on Instagram, talking about how this could be a period where people are questioning, maybe the hood healer, but just thinking about group mindsets. Anything that you have just agreed to because of the group type of thing, Aquarius is going to challenge that. That's why this is called the Age of Aquarius. A whole bunch of systems are breaking down right now because there's too much truth being revealed for people who had systems upheld by lies, you see. What just came to me is truth and out in the open. Truth and out in the open. Got me a dirty chai. I love chai, I'm obsessed. But the dirty chai with the espresso, hold on now. I didn't really need that, but so good. So last time, I feel like there was a lot of mothering energy going on in the new moon, especially with that Cancer energy going on. I feel like Cancer is the mother, it's the moon, it's the, I don't have to feel into that, I know that. And then when it comes to Leo, the sun, the father, you know, that out in your face, that phallic energy is kind of like the complete opposite. Like, I done went through my shedding, I done went through what I was supposed to go through in order to release what I had to release. And now it's time for me to shine. But it's like, let me shine a light on what's going on. Or let me outwardly shine my light because I've reflected on what has been going on the inside. And here you may see more people just being comfortable being in the limelight. People who are shy, breaking out of shyness. People who are more reserved, starting to express themselves a little bit more openly and things like that. Or even this may be the time where they start to feel the urges to do it, even if they don't do it, because you don't be able to know someone's process when it comes to what they're urging to do and things. So yes, that is that. For this reading, we are going to focus on false beliefs and how they could be stopping you from shining your light. So each element, we're going to pull a couple cards on any false beliefs that you may have and how they may be in the way of you shining. Since Leo is a fire sign and it's Leo season, happy birthday to my Leos. We are going to start with the fire signs. As always, I'm gonna leave the picture in there, but as always, if you feel called to donate, I will put up a photo of my information for Cash App as well as for Venmo. Thank you. Then we wait. Thank you. Thank you so much in advance. Thank you now, thank you always, and in always, you feel me? So yeah, just thank you. Now, let's really get started. How about cleanse if I don't have any fire? What are the false beliefs present? Okay, and then how is it getting in the way of shining the light? Okay. So for my fire signs, 3 of air, and then we have issue in reverse. So when I see this coming through for false beliefs, I'm definitely channeling that there's a false belief that you are being preyed upon. And then there's also a false belief that you are correctly disguising yourself with the communities that you walk in, right? So it's like you think that you're tricking somebody, but you're not tricking nobody. All you're doing is tricking yourself, which makes sense for why you think that you have enemies or somebody's watching you, because you're the one that's watching people and you're not fitting in right. So it's just like a mismatch, a disconnect. You're trying to protect yourself because you think you need to be protected. I mean, you're already naturally protected. You don't got to go outside of your way or walk with people that you think that will have your back or something and they're not in alignment with you, or even thinking that the people that you're with are going to open up doors for you. You think that these people that you're with are going to open up doors for you, and that's the false belief. That's why you're walking with them. But they're not. So you kind of just, why are you really doing it? You know, like getting down to the reason of your why. But that's the work that you have to do for your false beliefs. So that's the false beliefs present. And the way that it's getting in the way of your light, you're chaining yourself. You're holding yourself captive to those groups and to those thoughts. My camera. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're imprisoning yourself, making yourself captive to those people and to those thoughts. So it's like you thought you was protecting yourself, but all you did was wind up chaining yourself. So be careful of what protection looks like for you in real life, fire signs. And then outside of the enslaved prisoner, we have the 6 of air, but also in reverse. So, and this is actually an Aquarius card. So instead of you tapping into your spirituality, taking the freedom path, you have attached yourself to others thinking that they was going to be your opener, your road opener, and they're not. And then you kind of just wound up tied up by yourself. And I feel like this Leo season is bringing all of that to light, because it's that masculine energy, that power energy, that solar plexus energy that's like, hold up, how did I get here? Real quick, fire signs, I'm seeing that you done caged yourself by walking with people you ain't supposed to walk with, and dimmed your own light, because now you're not free to shine. Now you are in the shadow of somebody else's light. In the shadow of somebody else's light. Yep. Which also makes sense with that coming through in the false beliefs. It's connected, fire signs. It's all connected. Yeah, so don't trick yourself out your spot by trying to trick others. Keep your own protection up, but not by fooling anybody else, right? Focus on your spirituality. And when I say focus on your spirituality, I'm talking about going inner to see why you feel like, one, you got to be a prisoner in order to have freedom. Why do you have to be a prisoner in order to have freedom? And 2, if there is such an inability to trust others, or such a heaviness on your consciousness about somebody preying on you, why? That's deep inner work to tap into, and that's going to help you guide your way into a safe community, one that actually does open doors for you, instead of one that closes it and makes you chain yourself up. Because you're not under attack, you did it yourself. Fire signs. Thank you. We're going to go to Earth next. Tapping into my Earth signs. Earth signs being Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. False beliefs coming through for the Earth signs, and how it's getting in the way of them shining their light. False beliefs for the Earth signs, and after the false beliefs, how is it getting in the way of the Earth signs shining their light? Okay. So, the 9 of water, and then we have the 3 of fire. And immediately I just heard, you're going to have to use your passion to create some more. You're going to have to use your passion to create some more. Okay, so let's just start right there. All right, so with the 9 of water and the 3 of fire coming through for false beliefs, this is so interesting. Today I was reading the book of Psalms. I posted a quote and shared with the people on my story that we have went through the fire, we have went through the water, and he brought us out unto wealthiness, or something like that. I'm not getting it exactly right, but it's interesting that this comes out for the Earth signs, and I'm an Earth sign, and I literally read that today. So the false belief with the 9 of water is you're not as close to completing a cycle as you think you are. You are not as close to completing the cycle as you think you are. So the question automatically takes me to, what is the lifestyle that you actually want? What do you want your experiences to be? Not how much money do you want to have, because you can sit there and have money and then the currency changes the next day, so that what you have is no longer worth anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about the money and the physical material. It's about the passion behind how you want to spend it. You know, and not even necessarily how you want to spend it, but like what's involved, what's at play, what's going on here. And I mean down to the detail. So that 9 of water, I think, is just like spending more time in the incubator before you, spending more time in the incubator before you get into manifesting what you want into the physical form. So your situation got to incubate just a little bit more. You're not ready to birth just yet, because we got to put some more energy into it that's taken away from the material and more into the passion. Okay. And then how it's getting in the way of your light. My goodness. For my earth signs, we have, and with that, there's a blockage of community coming from here. Obviously, because if you're spending time in an incubator, then you're not really spending time with others. And the whole thing with water is community. When you think about fish and how they swim in schools, and you rarely see a water and an aquatic animal alone, unless that's its nature. But yeah, so it's messing with the thoughts. It's messing with your thought pattern, your thought process, which makes sense again because I'm talking about how it's not ready to manifest yet, even though you may be very ready to. You may be very excited for it to do it, but it's something about community, something about passion, something about getting clear and getting more precise before you're able to come together. So there's a call for tapping into your spirituality here as well, and in those ways that I just listed. And then the other way that could be getting into you shining or dimming the light of you is through salamander. It's blocking your material wealth. It's like because you're sending out confused waves into the universe rather than cohesive, okay, this is exactly what you want. So the pulsing, which is a very clear, very precise pulse, is going to lead you directly to what it is. But if it's like, oh, and then I'm going to go, oh, and then, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's confusing. It's like, wait, hold on. What do you really want? What's going on here? And things like that. And that's why it's like spending more time and focus, spending more time in the incubator, focusing on what it is that you really do want passionately. How you really going to spend what it is. How you really going to exist in the lifestyle that you want. What do things feel like? What do they smell like? What do they taste like? And I mean a precise picture. You walk outside barefoot. What do you want to see? What kind of ground is your foot touching? Things like that. Get very specific, and that's going to help you create your material wealth. That's going to help you blend it. That's going to help you start anything and make it successful because it's you getting clear about what you want. It's going to have to manifest because you know it. And I say you know it, and not you believe it. You know it. If you believe, you don't know. Thank you. Moving on to the air signs. Air signs. What are some false beliefs that the air signs could be thinking right now or acting off of? False beliefs that the air signs could be acting off of, as well as how it could be potentially dimming their light. Signs. Okay. And how is this getting in the way with their light? Okay. Okay. We have the 6 of fire in reverse, as well as the moon for the light. For the false beliefs. So with the 6 of fire in reverse as a false belief, there is like, how do I explain this? There's some type of false belief about the way that you think about women. Some type of belief about women that you have to undo. Let me not say undo, but unlearn and relearn. Because you're not very protective of women, whether you're a woman yourself or a man. Or that's that's the false belief right there. Or there is a false belief that you don't honor the woman and you do it more than you think you do, but there's just a disconnection from what you know and how you act. There's a false sense of leadership. You have to do more work if you're going to lead people, and a lot of it has to do with the womb. A lot of it has to do with your emotions. A lot of it has to do with openly expressing yourself. You think that you're good at it, and it needs some more work, and that's completely okay. But it's just, don't front. Then with the false belief of the moon, there's some type of false belief in your emotions, like you're creating some type of delusion. There could have been a heartbreak there, whether you did it or it was caused by someone else, but the sword is still in the heart. You have yet to undig the emotions. So you walking around thinking that, oh, it don't bother me, I'm fine. And you're not. And then how is somebody supposed to follow that if you're not being honest with yourself? How can you be honest with somebody who's supposed to follow you? You know what I'm saying? So air signs, get honest. Get honest. Get true to you. Just take a look in the mirror. Ask yourself some questions for real. Confront the issue that you have with women, whether it be your mother. I mean, 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, it's going to stem from that. If you have issues with women, it's likely going to stem from your mother. So I would say work on it. Then we have how it could be dimming your light, the village in reverse, and Xander Japan in reverse. And for the village in reverse to come up, seeing that it's this false belief of just mothers and emotions and heartbreak and things like that, it's going to be hard for you to come together as one and build a community again. And it's almost like things are going to get burned down. So, not burned down, but in the sense that fire purifies, right? it's almost like this village done been burnt down so that the people could kind of wake up and be like, okay, we really got some things to resolve, really got some things to start new. We have some things to unlearn so that we can start new. That's the village, but it's supposed to happen together. And if you're not a good leader, if you're not being honest with yourself, how are you going to bring together? That's a terrible foundation. It's a faulty foundation for people to come together on. Be honest, be true, because the leadership is in you. You're supposed to be doing that. It's just, that's your path. You just got some things to heal. And with Xana Shapana being in reverse, yeah, you're hiding from yourself down there. Hiding from yourself. You're not hiding from the world. You're not going internal. You're not thinking that it's beneficial to do the inner work. You're thinking that there's more that you have to do on the outside to prove to somebody else. It's not. If you're going to prove anything to anybody, prove it to yourself. If you're going to prove anything to anybody, prove it to yourself. So get there. Go inner and get there. Go inner and get there. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lastly, but not least, we're going to do the water. Forcefully for the water signs, and Yamaya comes up. Wow. There's something about this 3 of air and this 6 of air energy that keeps coming out. It came out in 2 or 3 different elements. 2 different elements. Anyway, Yamaya being in reverse about false beliefs and 3 of air in reverse about false beliefs. You think that you can't get pregnant. And there's something about your confidence, like there's been a blow to your confidence. So it's either, again, you don't find yourself as beautiful or as valuable as you should, as you are, and you may think that you are unable to have children. That's the false belief, the 2 things that you're operating off of in that card. And then also that you're like too something to be loved, too something, too whatever it is, fill in the blank. Too vulgar, too vulnerable, too soft, too hard, too whatever the adjective is to be loved, period. And then the 3 of air is also, again, some type of, you think that there's an attack on you. There is no attack on you. And the more that you operate from that energy of fear, it's a fearsome energy. You're not going to bring together any cohesiveness. And outside of me seeing this 6 of air in reverse, again, like it's been for a couple other signs, in this area is going to relate to a lack of, it's like it's getting in the way of a travel. You're supposed to be by the water, and it's stopping you from being by the water. It's disconnecting you from the mother. And like the mother is in the universal mother, not your actual mother. Could be waters between you and your actual mother too. And then the 2 of air, this is getting in the way of your love life. It's getting in the way of you finding your love. If you don't have your own confidence, how is somebody outside of you supposed to, you know what I'm saying, have the energy? If you don't think that you're beautiful, how's somebody else supposed to think that you're beautiful? If you're not loving on yourself fully, how's somebody else supposed to do that? If you think that you can't have a child and you're not putting in your best health, wealth, and energy into reproducing, if that's what you want to do, then that's going to get in the way and block that energy. You know, this is about being the full and complete understanding and love between two beings. And then outside of that creation, it's also like there could be a lot of harmony in the situation, but you are creating disharmony by not trying to understand the other person or having your mind closed off, probably because of all these energies, all of this energy towards your feminine, towards your femininity, that are blocking the open and clear communication between you and somebody else. So yeah, a lot of people got to do some inner work. It's really stopping so much. This card at this point is representing consciousness, that elevation of the planet. It's hard for a lot of people right now because there's so many things that are getting in their way because of these false beliefs. But guess what Aquarius energy is going to do? Shatter it. Yeah, the false beliefs about the femininity, about the motherhood, about your beauty, the false beliefs about being under attack, even mentally, creating disharmony in your communications and your love with others. Yeah, shining that light. You want to be able to beam your magnetic energy into the person that you're supposed to be with. And like, that's not happening on a physical level. When you meet people, that's all happening not in what we can see. Yeah, and then that 6 of air, it's really time for all of us to come together, to focus on our spirituality, to be able to have clear communication, not only with ourselves and others, but with direct communication to the universe as well. Thank you. Wow, this was beautiful. All right, so happy full moon in Aquarius, y'all. Get clear.